was the last time they played? Did anybody know? I was never a Rage Against the Machine fan, but I never followed them. But when did they break up? Like when was their?
Me neither.
90s, late 90s.
I think it's been at least a decade though at this point.
All right,
and
getting some audio.
Okay, so well, either way, like so, this is gonna be their first show in the longest time, and then they're starting it at Coachella, and a lot of people like.
It seems like a very capitalist move, right? Are they gonna make like $11 million or is it 5 or 6?
I've heard they're gonna make millions. I didn't know how much exactly, but people are criticizing the fact that they're reaching out to a group of like privileged hipsters, you know. Why you can do it there? But then I also heard a bunch of their fanboys saying, well, no, they reached me on MTV and all these other corrupt platforms, and now I dedicated my life to listening to Rage Against the Machine and following their beliefs and stuff like that. So I think it's stupid. I just think it's pretty hypocritical. I would
have loved to have seen Rage back in the day in their prime. But, you know, it's just going to see these like old bands that just like come back for like whatever silly motivation. It's just like
well, I don't know, man. I just went to that concert not too long ago with
see, it wasn't that memorable.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Rancid. Sorry,
Rancid.
Yeah.
And who?
Pennywise, right?
Pennywise. Yeah, I was gonna say who sang Bohem.
Was it cool?
That was a great show. It was excellent. They all did it.
I'm not saying it can never be good.
I would say Suicidal Tendencies was the weakest of the group. Mm-hmm. I didn't get there in time to see the Aquabats, but I can always pass on the Aquabats. But yeah, no. Pennywise was excellent, and Rancid was great. Even though the one Rancid guy looks like he's very frail and getting to the end.
Yeah,
but yeah. Good show. Very good show. Had a great time. Expensive.
Oh, like how much was that?
Well, I'm just like the beers were like $13 a beer.
Oh, yikes. Did you get like a hand job with that?
No, I just got a soda and a bag of popcorn.
Thanks.
So.
Yeah, so like who Tim Armstrong looks like he's fragile?
Yeah, he the punk guy, he looked like he's just had a good long few years of substance abuse.
Yeah, I mean, he's always kind of looked a little out of his head, but he just kind of keeps trucking and keeps writing awesome songs.
He keeps trucking. He looks more like a mountain man now instead of a punk rocker because he's got this long beard all the way down here.
Yes, we know audio's back, Phil.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great show. They played a great set. Like I said, Suicidal was the weakest one, but I mean they had a lot of really good stuff. You can tell that the lead singer of Suicidal was getting into his 60s or 70s because he had very few movements.
So yeah, I think they put out their first record in like 1980, I believe.
Yeah, I think they formed in the 70s and put out their first record in the 80.
So is Rage coming out with like a new album, or are they just doing like a?
As far as I know, it's just a reunion tour from what I've heard. But I mean, who knows? They might get together and do some new music.
They're not going to be out there like Trump sucks.
Well, yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that's their motivation for getting back together is
not
2020 election.
Not the $5 million or whatever.
Well, that's cute.
Well, shit. Back in 2015, friggin' the Specials came back, and I went to their show, and they were like, "Oh, can you believe this Trump's gonna run for president?" Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, well."
But we see how well like Rock Against Bush worked out, right?
Yeah, it worked great.
Did they have Rock Against Bush?
Mm-hmm. You don't remember that? Yeah, for the first election, or not the first, like the first or the second Bush election.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Rock Against Bush, and it didn't work. So.
Who wants to rock against Bush? I love Bush.
Yeah.
Just as long as your face is in it, right?
That band was terrible.
Go ahead, say something.
What? Man Bush?
Hey, the band was not terrible. The first few albums were good.
No.
Whatever,
Yeah,
dude. Hey, fuck off, Jared.
No, fuck you guys.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so Rage Against the Machine, I've never been a fan, but I definitely think they're hypocritical for taking all this money. And someone had posted a few weeks ago.
You know, I gotta say, my feeling on Rage, like, I thought they had a couple good songs on the first couple albums.
The first album was excellent.
I thought there was like 3 good songs, personally. That's just
I like the
my
whole
opinion.
first album.
I thought there was a lot of filler. And then the second one I thought was like a little bit better, but there was still some filler.
About 4 songs on the second album.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to
it's-
get-
Remember, the first album came out in what, like 91?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was like a year or two after that.
Wait,
So like 92 or 93.
Which Bush were you talking about? The old Bush or the young Bush?
What are you
Young-
talking about,
When
dude?
he was saying Rock Against
Against Bush. It was like
Look, no one likes
it was
old
George
Bush,
W. Bush.
the old Bush. The young Bush.
The young Bush, the younger Bush.
The most recent Bush we had.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So like I was saying before about Tom. Tom's offering some type of like getaway with him, where it's like a hotel you go to and you stay in a room and you like play guitar with it. Like you
Tom Morello. I was thinking Tom Woods. I was like,
Why would you
get away with Tom Woods?
I would pay for that.
Use the promo code.
Woods.
No,
To get
so
wood.
Tom Morello, he's having this hosting this thing, and it's like $1,000 a night for a room with like
I don't
one
even
bed.
play guitar. Oh, shit.
Yeah, to get a guitar lesson. It's like what the fuck? Like, and it's just so fun how they rally against capitalism and everything else, but yet they love making money.
Right.
What I don't understand is, were they a leftist band or were they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, they would like pass around like pamphlets at their shows. I mean, they were real, but they were also. I mean, they'd also pass around stuff like Free Mumia and all that kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah, they're more like Green Party type, more progressive than the Democrats at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would call them. I think Morello is probably just like a.
No, they're
bandwagoner.
communists. They
yeah.
sickle and hammer it up.
Yeah. I think what's his name is probably a little bit more
and-
authentic though, in that regard. Zach De La Rocha.
Mm-hmm.
I think Morello is just kind of like, yeah, I'm the working man guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I
Either
just
way,
remember how he used to get so mad at like all these like new metal bands that came out and started using like a turntable, and he's like, I can make that sound with my guitar. Like I do it all with my guitar. And I remember in one interview he just was blasting the fact that like Limp Bizkit uses a turntable. I'm like, you suck. Like shut up.
Well, Limp Bizkit was capitalist, so they wanted to make some damn money.
No, I really like their Zach's first band, which is Inside Out. I was just playing it, right before we started the podcast. That's a good band. Dude, dropping candy behind me, Matt? Okay. All right.
So, anyways, all right. Well, I don't think any of us are probably going to be at that show.
No, I will not be at Coachella.
But yeah,
And I see you're into the Halloween candy.
Yeah,
no, dude. Wow, fatty. We've got a new fatty in here.
Wait a minute. Who's the
Dude,
old
I've got the
one?
munchies.
I don't know.
I've got the munchies, man. I just got back from a wedding.
Oh yeah. Were you smoking weed at the wedding?
I mean, yes.
Was Matt breathing?
Was
Then
Matt,
yes.
was Matt alive and awake? Yes. All right. Next step. So, have you guys seen all these fantastic Epstein memes that have been floating around?
Classic.
Absolutely.
Some of them amuse me greatly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're starting to get a little old now, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of letting
Back
it
up.
slide. I'm letting it slide.
No,
Dude, I mean, it needs to be said.
Well, it's
it needs
yeah,
to be
because it
said.
has a purpose. It
I mean,
has.
It's like Snapple facts, just with learning that Epstein at the end. Epstein did
Right.
was-
Well, I'm also learning a lot of things.
Well, I mean,
lot
when
of
you think
facts.
about it, it's maybe the most fucked up shit going on, right? Because you got
Yeah.
this guy who's like, aiding all these pedophiles do their horrible deeds, right?
Mhm.
And you got this chance to take all these people down, and everybody called that he was going
A
to.
little louder.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
One of the mics.
we have a
is little
complaint about
louder.
one of the mics being too loud.
I wonder-
It's the complaint is not from these people. It's from this guy over here. Wah.
What?
What
Okay,
are
yeah.
you talking about?
I think we're pretty good, man.
Yeah, one of the.
Stop
one of-
interrupting the
Yeah,
podcast.
see,
All right.
somebody just said the sound is very distorted.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We're good.
No, it's just now. Wait.
Wait.
Buzzkill.
Right, yeah, dude, I think the recording's gonna be good, so we'll just
Alright.
put it up
We're
later
just
to
gonna
iTunes
smash
and all
through
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
just
don't
gonna smash
care
through
about
it.
these Facebook fucks.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We do. We love all of you.
I care.
All right.
Anyways, continue on.
don't
Epstein memes. Epstein.
Epstein memes.
So yeah,
Epstein.
these memes are good because they're keeping Epstein in the consciousness, right?
Right.
not
I
letting
mean,
him get
Not
Yeah.
letting him just like die out like every other
yeah, I
thing in the
mean,
news cycle.
like right now, there's this vast conspiracy going on, and it's really in plain sight because everybody called that he was going to get killed.
Yep.
And then he got killed. Everybody said that it was going to be a suicide, and they were going to say it was a suicide, but it wasn't really going to be a suicide. Everybody knew he was going to get killed.
Yep.
And then now it's actually come out that his brother, I believe, had a private autopsy done, and they said that it looks more like murder than suicide.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, we should be talking about it, dude, because this is like, this is just a vast controversy to protect pedophiles, and it's going on in plain sight, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Right, and this was a big thing for Democrats. They were like, "Oh, well, Trump went to the island." It's like, yeah, but Clinton went like 20 times.
Well, yeah, it was a big thing for Republicans too, because Clinton went to the island a bunch.
So like they're all about it, and then all of a sudden it got quiet. It's like
they're trying to bury the tracks.
Yeah,
in only the way the CIA can.
Well, so what's that guy who does We Are Change or what?
Yeah, Luke Radowski.
Yeah,
he actually went to Epstein Island with Jeff Berwick, and I actually saw the video on YouTube.
It was fucking hilarious.
Do they go inside his like mansion or what?
Is it actually called Epstein Island?
I don't know what's the official island name? Does it have one?
It might have used to be called Jekyll Island, but it's for you Fed conspiracy theorists.
Oh, let's transform Jekyll Island to a place where we torture young people.
Well, I mean, it was where they decided to create the Federal Reserve. So, anyway,
so how long are you guys think this thing gonna last?
Probably another 8 months.
This has kind of brought light to it because I don't know. Someone said that they now subpoenaed 20 security guards at the prison.
Wow.
I don't know how true that is. I don't have the docs to back that up, but
I like
bringing
that
it back to the light because it was dead, man.
Oh yeah,
this news cycle.
No, but I like my normie friends are like posting these memes now, and it's just like what? Like it's one thing when it's like when you see like us posting it, it's like ha ha ha, it's like an inside joke. But then you see people who aren't connected to politics and they're posting these memes, and it's like whoa. Yeah, something happened here.
Well, at the same time, too, it's kind of concerning because it's like everybody's joking about it, everybody knows about it, but I don't know. It just seems like nothing's really being done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the people who can get it done aren't going to get it done. So, I mean,
what?
I mean, what?
Seemed like you stumbled a little bit there.
Did I commit suicide?
No, not yet. Don't worry. It's always time.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do we expect to happen, right? Like, public pressure is going to get the CIA to be, like, look into things. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, it can't hurt to have all these people talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that guy was on Fox News. Did you guys hear about that story?
Yeah, I saw
he was
the video.
on Fox News talking about, like,
the
dogs, in the military. And he ended it was like, Epstein didn't kill himself. Right at the end of the interview.
The host was, like, laughing, too. Yeah. He's just like, oh, you got me.
Because like you guys said before, like, everybody knew this was happening. And this was going to happen. And, it happened. And then just everyone forgot. And nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's the thing is you're not going to get any more. I think this is going to die in the next few days. This will be kind of over with and we'll move on to something else and it'll go back to being swept under the rug.
Right.
I don't think anything's going to ever
the next
come of
great
this.
outrage that Americans all worry about.
Right. Trump probably like left a zipper down or something in front of like a group of kids and they'll call him a rapist or something. I don't know. Something like that. The TDS is strong in the media. So they'll find something to get outraged about and just move on from the subject.
Yep.
Fucking weird.
It's fucking weird, dude.
So, Beto dropping out?
So, yeah, Beto is out. How do you guys feel about this? Are you guys upset?
I'm okay with it.
Honestly, I'm a little upset because that's like, 10% of the entertainment?
Yeah.
At least.
Don't worry.
I've seen some memes talking about like, the guy and he's got like his night vision goggles on, his gun's all ready, and it's like the wife is like, "Well, I thought you didn't like him. Like, why are you all upset because he dropped out?" It's like you wouldn't understand.
Don't worry. Pete will get bigger.
Well, I think he served his purpose.
Would you say Pete will get bigger?
Yeah, Pete.
Pete Butt Gig?
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Whatever his last name is. I think it's Scandinavian.
Alright.
But is he as strong of a gun grabber?
Oh, yeah.
I think yes.
It's just the Overton window. That's all those two are. if you take a look at it, like
Wow.
Beto served his purpose. I mean, his purpose was to get outright go as far as left to say, I am coming to take your gun.
Oh, and he did it.
So they have that now. So now they established that in mainstream Democratic Party. So now they moved it over that way. So now they're going to make this guy, anyone else like Pete Buttigieg and whatever, they're going to make him look like, oh, he's the reasonable one. Because he didn't outright say that. So let's vote for him.
Well, I don't think Pete's going to get the nomination at all.
No, but he's serving a purpose.
At best, based on his what he is and his life choices and his all that stuff, he'll probably be asked
gay.
to be a VP.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
So, I think that maybe...
Yeah, I could see him being a VP.
I think Bernie's going to get snuffed out by the party in favor for Warren.
Or by his heart.
Or by his...
You mean he's going to commit suicide?
Or about his failing, or at the last minute, you'll have a combination of Michelle Hillary.
Ugh, that would be funny. Now, I did see someone, a bumper sticker on a car a few years ago that said that they wanted Chelsea and it said Chelsea Clinton running with Michelle Obama.
That just sounds horrible.
That's terrible.
Like, does Chelsea even know politics?
I don't know, but someone thought it was important enough to make it a bumper sticker, and then someone bought said bumper sticker and put it on their expensive car.
Maybe I should make some damn bumper stickers.
You should
I'll start putting them on Teslas.
Did you hear Bill Burr talking about like the first ladies and how like they're year by year they're getting more bold, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's like, no, we didn't elect you. Like, we elected your husband.
Yeah,
and he said throw out an olive branch. He's like, one day we're gonna have the first woman president, and on that day her husband needs to shut the like just like you put on your wrist high or your elbow high gloves and go out there and do your little press conference or whatever, and just leave the politics to your wife. Like, we elected her.
What do you think Bill Clinton would have done?
Bill Clinton as the first
man or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could have access to the Oval Office again to get some, cigar stuff going on. Maybe he'll call up old Monaco for a little round, too.
Could you imagine
For
having
free.
to work in a place where your husband was sticking cigars up women's vaginas? Like, right there.
I guess it adds flavor to his Cubans.
wow.
Cat flavor.
Either that on the right day, it could be mackerel.
Oh,
Bernie.
Why did you have to say mackerel?
No, Bernie, no!
You could have just said fish. You
He's
said
trying
mackerel.
to escape. There we go.
He got excited by Matt getting up.
There we go. Yeah.
He had a glimpse of his wallet.
He was like, you can't get away, damn it.
Yeah. He just saw Matt violating the social contract.
I am so the social contract. Who invented this idea?
I think it was, Hobbes, maybe?
Society did.
Society
Hobbes
didn't
or
invent
Locke?
shit.
It
Society
wasn't
says
Locke.
Society said
Might have been
work
Hobbes.
and pay your
Might have been
bills.
Hobbes.
At least that's what society
Does anybody in the
told me.
comments know?
Is anybody listening?
Is anybody listening?
Does anybody
Is
here
anybody out there?
care
Is
or like the
anybody out
social
there?
contract? I don't.
I wouldn't be.
The only people I want to be
Dude.
socially okay
Taxation
with.
is the price we pay.
Right.
Taxation
so on and
didn't
so forth.
exist 2,000 years ago.
I'm sure it
Yeah, well,
didn't.
they were uncivilized.
Oh, man.
Taxation is
kidding.
a new construct.
Anyways, Tulsi, 9/11. You got a big boner about this, Matt. Why don't you speak on this,
Yeah, so
Mr. Suspenders?
Mr. Holster or whatever. So yeah, so Tulsi came out the other day. I mean, is it just me, or does it seem like Tulsi has a bunch of pretty awesome publicity schemes recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with 9/11, she was calling for, because the 9/11 commission report was released, but a lot of it was withheld. They released
Redacted.
they released a lot of blacked over lines. So, and then what a lot of people are saying is those blacked over lines link Saudi Arabia to 9/11, right? And she's calling for some 9/11 transparency and for
Wait,
everything.
this.
And for everything from the 9/11 commission report that hasn't been released, she's calling for it to be released. I think that's pretty awesome.
I think it needs to be released because I know that, after 9/11, at least 2 years after, we knew that the Saudis were the primary financiers of the terrorist groups who attacked us. So this is why, to this day, I call Saudi Arabia the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world.
Right.
I'd rather hang out with Iran.
What about the U.S. government, though?
Well, actually, you could be right. The U.S. government is the largest, but their buddies, the Saudis,
They're pretty bad, too.
are right next to them. Then you got the Russians.
Mm.
And then you got maybe China.
Yeah, for sure.
China.
Every superpower except for maybe England is like
England plays roles in
a
everything, though.
sponsor.
Nah, man. Have you listened to Birch Society?
England's too.
England's behind this whole push to be the one world government.
Nah, let's not do
The
that.
John Birch Society?
Yeah. You guys didn't know that? Come on, guys. I expect you guys to know
England?
this.
The England can't even get their MPs in order right now, let alone friggin', Boris Johnson. I mean, come on. He's like English Trump. I mean, the guy's got the hair. He's got the crazy mentality. I mean, and nobody in Parliament wants to work with the guy because he's insane.
Shocking. Well,
But-
is he insane or is that just what?
Going
Media
back to the
saying.
whole Tulsi 9/11 thing, I think that absolutely everything needs to be brought out, unredacted, put into the public sphere. It's been long enough. I mean, it's been, 8 years?
No.
8 years? It's been like
It
15
was 2001.
years. It's been like 17
Why,
years.
it's pretty close to
Yeah,
20. It's
17
18 years. yeah.
Sorry.
What did you say, 7 years?
Dude, you're living in 2009, bro.
Dude, 18 years, Jared.
I thought it was like
7 years?
Yeah, I thought it was like, I thought we were going
Hasn't
through
it
the
been
whole
like 3 years?
the bank
about
collapse
time.
again, man.
I know, right?
Shit.
It's about fucking time.
I was
It's been like
hoping.
6 months.
Hey, check this out. Did anybody see Rand Paul on The View this week?
No.
No, dude.
Oh, my
God.
goodness.
He was
No.
on The View.
So how'd they treat him?
Yeah, like
Shit, probably.
no. The other day, my dad was over, and he was like, "Oh, you got to see Rand Paul on The View." So I pulled it up on YouTube, right?
I mean, they were nice to Ron when he
Jesus.
was on.
Well,
Rand was
he's-
on a long time ago.
Because he's Grandpa Ron.
yeah. So they were pretty rude to Rand.
Mm.
It's like
Like as bad as they were to Trump.
I didn't see Trump on there, but yeah, like apparently they asked Rand a question like it was something like, do you think if a Democrat gets elected in America, it'll be the same as like Venezuela? And then Rand's response was, well, if you elect a socialist, you're going to get socialism. And then this lady just like flew off the hook, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It wasn't Whoopi. It was somebody else on The View.
Was it Megan McCain?
No, she's the blonde lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was not her.
His father was
I
a
think
murderer.
I think it was a Burnett. She might have been.
Yeah, he's probably
Black-
got
Was it
no.
Joe Behar? What is Behar?
No,
Joy
it wasn't.
Behar?
Joan Baird is a redhead. But yeah, it was not her.
Well, it's-
Yeah.
Wait, I thought Joy Behar was the black one.
No, you're
A black
totally
one?
mistaken, dude.
How dare you?
Shut the fuck up, Phil.
A woman
Man.
of color. You
A woman,
Just
a POC.
Man,
God
you
damn.
guys.
The spirit of Mike Shitley haunts us.
I can't believe you
Fucking
watched
bigot.
The View for one. I mean,
That's
like,
objectively
seriously.
homophobic.
I didn't. I watched a clip of The View on YouTube because
I don't even
my
think
dad was
I
telling me how
watch
fucked
The
up
View
it
every
was.
day.
I don't even think I could
That's where I
watch
get
a
my
clip
news
of
from.
it, honestly.
That's where I get all my opinions from.
right?
I found my opinions on the corner.
On the corner of
Any
Gay
street.
Street.
Actually the best episodes of The View that I've seen, or the best clips, were when Norm Macdonald was on.
Ronald
there.
McDonald.
Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald was on The View. If you go on YouTube and type in Norm Macdonald The View,
We
that's
talked
hysterical,
about that.
dude.
But no, his weepy apology. He was like, I shouldn't have said that defended us.
Yeah, but he's kind of redeemed himself since then. He
Yeah.
said some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a long time ago now. That was shit. That's almost coming up on a year, I think. Fuck. Where's the
So you
time
mean
go?
it was 2 weeks ago?
I know, right? So in Doug's
Doug time,
Doug
it's like
time,
3
years.
days.
Hey, You know, I was trying to add like,
Like
an extra,
earlier this morning.
take 10 years off of my my life, so I could get that time back and go out partying again.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm gonna party like it's 1999.
Hey man, I didn't drink back then. I had to party like it's 2005 or 6 or something like that. So, you know, I was a late bloomer.
Dude, Schlegel's a top fan. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
and he's
look
making
at that.
fun of you.
Wait, who's he making fun of?
No,
You.
Me?
Yeah.
What did
he
he
says
say?
you watch The View.
Oh,
Where did
dude,
he
I
say
watched
that?
a clip
Oh, there
because
it
my
is.
dad was telling me about how fucked up it was. So I don't know. I mean, I don't.
Why does your dad watch The View?
I don't watch television. I mean, he probably saw it on YouTube the same as me. So
Oh, okay.
it's. I don't think.
Probably
I
on
don't think.
InfoWars.
I'm pretty sure my dad's not an avid viewer every day.
On the daily.
I'm pretty sure that's not him. You know.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I watch like Mine Explorers on YouTube. I don't watch The View.
What
on
is
YouTube.
Mind Explorers?
Mine? Like going into
Like
an
Minecraft?
old mine?
You watch videos about Minecraft?
No.
Like going into an actual mine.
Like an old mine, yeah. You go in and you see what's in there, blow
Doug
shit
Stanley,
up.
what is this on your arm? Is that like from a jack off injury or what?
Yeah. I hurt my jerking muscles here.
on that arm, but you have it on that arm?
Yeah, because
It's
it was
not
getting
making sense,
sweaty. So I wanted to let it dry off.
No, seriously, you don't have a better story? I mean, like, wait, what's going on there, dude?
So I was out and I've been picking up these e-mobility scooters, the Lime scooters, to charge them.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
I
like
was-
Alexis was talking about getting one of those gigs.
Yes, I've
It's
been
not a
doing
gig. You
that.
just pick them up off the road.
Yeah, well, a gig isn't a job. Or you
Yeah,
do
well,
it because you're making money, right?
I do
so
it
it's
because
a job.
it's extra money on top of
Yeah,
my
so-
normal income.
Yeah, so you do it because you're making money, right?
Yeah, because with the government the way it is and taxation as high as it is, I need more money because they steal like 40% of it.
Right.
Anyways, so I was running across Boston Street in Canton with two scooters, and I almost got hit by a car. So I lifted two scooters, one with one hand, one with the other, up, and pulled a bunch of muscles and tendons in my arm, and it's been sore for about a month.
Dude, so you were like real life Frogger.
Yeah, like real life
Dougler,
Frogger,
just-
because those scooters are like 50 pounds a piece.
Yeah.
And lifting one straight up like this with one arm is it's just you're not supposed to do that. I mean, that's horrible. I'm surprised that this one got hurt because this is my strong arm and this one didn't.
Yeah, you know, like I feel so ignorant to the ways of the city because I've never seen anybody riding these scooters.
you
That's
serious?
why-
What?
She's
Yeah, like I haven't been downtown
They're
that much in the past
everywhere.
few years.
They are
anyways.
everywhere.
So,
I mean,
They
South Park
are.
did an episode on it. It was brilliant. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I'll
they're
have to
just
check that out.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're fun too. Fun as shit.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
It's a weird sight. Like you
Wear
see
a
someone
helmet.
just like riding it, and then they just stop and just walk away from it. It just sits there. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like it's so weird. I just saw one just the other day. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. I was
the
like, where's Doug?
I go around. Last night I picked up 25 of them and
Goddamn.
charged it, and then in the morning I picked up about another 10.
How much is
And-
that? How much is that?
yeah,
bring
like
you?
so. How much? How
Like-
much cash do you make, dude?
For the night I worked maybe 4.5 hours total. Is about $150.
Jared, how much can you make doing hand jobs in that amount of time?
Probably
know,
a
dude.
lot more.
Let's ask your mom.
Depends on
Oh.
depends on the client, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't want to bark up that tree. I already did.
Did you now?
Wow.
Yeah. So
That just died. Jesus.
Okay,
And
Christ.
awkward pause.
yeah. So I think.
Hold on. I did want to say one more thing about the Tulsi thing. Do you think she's sort of hearing this like libertarian sort of like crush that that libertarians
Everyone
are having
has
on
for
her?
her.
And
I think
she's
she
like, let me like throw them a few bones. You know.
Well, if you think about it, if you get enough, even though we're a small subset of the population, if you get enough of us speaking loudly, I mean, we make a big difference.
especially if she announces some sort of like third party run or independent run.
Yeah, she's
I
actually
doubt-
specifically.
I
Then,
doubt
then,
she
then
has
she
it.
could
She's
possibly
gonna
get
run.
like disaffected libertarians who are, you know, maybe not going to vote for
I
the
think
Libertarian
so.
Party.
I think
vote
her
for.
bit is she's probably going to drop out from the Democratic Party, and she's probably going to run as a Green Party candidate.
No, I mean, I just saw.
I would think that. I would think that's her style.
Well, I mean,
Like,
that would be,
It fits, and she sounds like Jill Stein on almost
and that
everything.
that would be pretty good because she's already got some big national, attention. So it would be a higher profile candidate for them,
Well,
even though they're a tiny little pylon of a party.
Well, I mean, they've been co-opted by the Democrats.
Yeah,
I mean,
they've been gutted by the
But
Democrats.
maybe she sees she can make some sort of like Ross Perot type run.
You
I mean,
mean,
you know,
well,
start her
I mean,
own
she's-
political?
Well, I mean, not maybe.
No, I mean she would have to jump on a party, dude, because it's one of the things with Ross Perot was like
He had
after
billions of
that.
dollars.
After that, because Ross Perot actually did kind of like hurt that election in that, he took a lot of votes away from status quo people, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Which
lot
so
of
he
money.
helped the election.
what they did after that, they enacted a bunch of like rules and regulations that made it harder for third-party candidates. So it would make more sense for somebody like Jill
Sure.
Stein to
Okay, I don't-
co-opt an existing party that already has ballot access in, like all 50 states or whatever, or a
Right.
bunch of states.
Yeah, I
you know?
don't mean it as far as creating your own party. I just mean like playing the, trying to like play the what's it called, the upsetter or whatever.
Yeah. So basically, what he was saying is that after Perot, they engaged in political
No, I
discrimination.
get that. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying her goal. I'm not saying her goal is to start her own party. I'm just saying her goal might be to
Well, remember,
be the
Perot,
be the person that can take maybe 15-20%.
He only started
I don't
his
know if
own
she could
party
do it,
because he
but-
was a multi-billionaire and he
Right?
could.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean-
He could fund the whole
I
party.
mean, if you could,
Yeah, but I mean, it's my
Aren't we all?
understanding that nowadays you really couldn't do that.
Well-
It takes much more nowadays. You know?
yeah, you got to have a backing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CIA
People.
has to back you.
Street team or two.
yeah.
If you don't have
Yeah.
a deep state backing, man, you can't run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she'll be successful in any of that, but I do see her sort of spinning off of the Democratic Party.
Well, she
and going
specifically
either Green Party or Independent or
No, she specifically said that she's not.
She'll
she
probably
she has
do
no intention
independent.
whatsoever of running third party. Like, I mean, that's what she's.
Well, of
been
course she's saying that now.
in interviews.
yeah.
I don't see
but
it
she
going that
also-
way. I'm gonna go on record and saying that I don't see her going third party.
I don't think so either.
She'll
But
either-
I think if she would, it would be Green Party.
She'll either do independent or she'll try to co-opt someone to be a VP.
No, there's no way. She's
they're not gonna
unelectable.
take
As,
her.
as her being the VP.
Yeah, they're not
but
gonna take
she's
her.
unelectable. They would never take her.
Yeah, I don't think
That
they're gonna take
doesn't
her.
mean
man.
she's not going
Hillary
to
Clinton
try.
has already said no. Like that's not going to happen. She already called. They already called their shot.
Dude, can you imagine if Trump made her his VP?
Oh my God.
I would be.
I think she'd be offended after he grabs her.
No, I mean, no, but honestly, if he made her his foreign policy advisor, that would be, pretty amazing.
That would be awesome.
It'd be like an awesome troll, and it would be the greatest thing to ever happen to foreign policy, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I know Timothy in the punk rock libertarians group. He got really offended because she voted for the impeachment inquiry or whatever. The thing that just got passed
House
this week in the
thing,
House.
right?
Yeah, so he got all upset and offended about her, and so now he's all like, she's a fake and a phony, and she said she wouldn't do it, and then she did, and whatever.
What's funny because he points out like all these things like before this happened.
Right? Yeah.
He points out all these things about her that are like bad, right? That we all agree on are bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, dude, but you're the biggest Trump humper in the group, and he has done all these things. Like he has done some gun grabbing type stuff. He has done, endless war in the Middle East. He's propagated that. Yeah, has he brought
That's
some
all
troops out of
4D
there?
chess, dude.
Yeah, it's all 40. Yeah, it's just like, dude.
Underwater.
I mean, yeah, we
Backgammon.
like no one's arguing that Tulsi is a libertarian, but if
Yeah.
you're gonna sit around and defend Trump like every goddamn day,
I don't
you
see how
can't be a
people can.
hypocrite and get mad at libertarians who are like, Tulsi has some good stuff to say about foreign policy and weed
Right, and that's what everyone.
and
that's-
9/11
yeah,
apparently.
Maybe
that's
we should
all
get our
everyone's saying
allies
is
high.
what?
Get our allies high and then negotiate.
yeah, there we go.
Well, sure.
So yeah, I mean,
Peaceful
I don't
war.
know
PCP,
any
dude.
libertarians who are
Let's see
like
what
actually fawning over her, like they want her to run.
Well, I have
just
some
knowing it.
crazies that are. I have some.
Didn't you mention that?
I mean,
though?
I mean, as far as I know, like as in my Facebook circle, like I'm the biggest proponent for her. Like I post a lot of stuff that
You
she does,
do.
but like even I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna vote for her. Like, like, what?
There are some people out there who are saying like, and very few people, but some people are like, well, why not have her as a nominee? It's like she's not a libertarian.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again,
if she wants to like
they're trying
change
to get
her
Bill
mind
Weld,
on
so,
things.
I mean, yeah. I mean that's.
I mean,
another-
I'd rather have her than Bill Weld.
But yeah, Phil, that's another
Yeah.
thing is like I think half the reason why I post so much about Tulsi is because of the whole Bill Weld situation.
just don't go post that
And-
on someone's personal page now.
Hmm?
What is that?
Right.
Through what?
Was that on his personal page?
That's what he said.
I'm pretty sure.
What does this have to do with the article I posted? Why are you posting this on my personal page?
Oh, that other. Okay, never mind. I thought you were talking to Nick because.
I seen you.
I did say something to Nick about like he posted this thing about something about foreign wars, and I was like, be careful, Weld might call you an isolationist for this. And he gets on, and he's like, oh well, you're free to post on other pages. I'm like, I do post on other pages, like, but you're my chairman. I'm like, shouldn't I be reading your stuff? But whatever.
That's what's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, half of the reason why like I talk so much about Tulsi is like, hey, why isn't Weld doing this? Like, Weld is just such a limp, nothing. Dude, like, what are you doing? Like, no, I don't see anything from him. There's no energy whatsoever. Meanwhile, Tulsi's like, take that establishment.
Yes.
Is he still trying to run for the Republican
Him and
nomination?
Matt Walsh just had a debate or something like that. They're trying.
Oh,
to
you mean Joe Walsh?
Joe Walsh. I don't know. Whatever.
So Joe Walsh is another guy running against Trump.
Twitter dude.
Yeah, Joe Walsh turned against Trump, and he's running against him.
Who is?
But nobody
Joe Walsh.
cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
nope.
they're turning off the Republican primaries in like a lot of states so that nobody can run against Trump.
Of course,
It's stupid. Why? Who's gonna not vote for Trump in the Republican Party? His like approval rating is at like 90% or something.
Yeah, within the Republican circles, like
yeah,
it's impossible to primary Trump out.
I think they're just
stunt.
afraid of him.
Afraid of Trump?
His instability.
Well, clearly,
At any
establishment.
time.
Well, yeah, sure. The
establishment
establishment is, but I'm just saying these people that are running, they're doing it for just publicity purposes.
Which is sad because they're not getting any.
Yeah, there's just going to be negative publicity, and that's not going to help them in the future.
Yeah, just because you get one article posted by the Washington Post, patting you on the back saying, "See, a Republican stood up against Trump," and then everyone will forget your existence. Bill Weld,
Joe Walsh gets more followers.
I don't think so.
Well,
Most of those people turn against him because
it could be worse.
He defied Trump.
It could be worse. Weld could have stayed in the Libertarian Party.
Well, he has. The door's still kind of cracked open there.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see who.
We'll see.
Oh, did you guys hear Joshua Smith on
Dave Smith's podcast?
On Dave Smith's podcast?
Yeah, part of the problem. Yeah, it was really good. Really, I thought that was really cool. It was pretty much Joshua asked everyone like, "Hey, everyone, go over to Dave Smith's Twitter and start saying that they need to have me on the show."
Yeah,
and so it must have gotten like a few hundred people were like going there. Like,
I mean, I'm surprised it took that. I mean, isn't Dave a part of the Mises Caucus allegedly? Kind of. He's a dues-paying libertarian.
Yeah, he's part of the Libertarian Party,
Yeah.
and I think his with the limitation, I don't know how much he contributes to the caucus. Or
actually, I believe I've seen him. I believe I've seen Dave Smith speak and say that the Mises Caucus was the only reason that he joined the Libertarian Party. Yeah, so.
And
yeah,
he joined with
the
like
Tom
fundraiser with them.
Woods
He did do the fundraiser with them.
What's the only reason I joined the LP?
But all I'm saying is
at the national level.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I'm surprised that he wouldn't have had him on sooner.
Yeah,
just because he's the candidate of the Mises Caucus. For I mean, whatever. I don't know
what. We'll talk about it off camera. But
got some dirty over here.
No, it's not really that bad.
We talk a lot of dirty down here.
I just don't know how much I can say. But anyway, so yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm glad Josh is running. He's running to go against Nick, and I think that's what's keeping Nick in the fight for the chair. Is because he can't say he lost. Josh was his successor. So I think that's why he's still running. And he seems very unhinged, man, right now. He's just like taking all sorts of shots, and I think he sees the writing on the wall. And I
mean, do you think the party is going to go towards this Mises Caucus trend? Do you think it's a takeover?
I really think they have a strong chance of taking back the party. I really do. Every day they get stronger and stronger, and I think
they do seem to be the most organized. Michael Heiss is definitely doing a great job over there.
If Maj wins on Tuesday,
that'd be crazy. Is that Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
Oh,
if he wins a seat,
you're talking about in Philadelphia.
Yes, I can almost tell you that's going to bring in a ton more influence because he had the backing. He was one of the first, ones being backed by the Mises Caucus. And I think it's just going to send a shot to everyone else in the party, like, listen up, we're getting people elected. And I think that's going to bring a ton more people in. And the whole Mises PAC, I mean, they
I was
bring
surprised
in,
to see Larry Sharp was in there.
well, yeah, Larry was endorsed by the Mises Caucus, so
I like Larry.
Yeah, Larry's a good
he's a good
guy.
dude.
And I think at this point right now, what they're bringing in like over 2,000 a month in the PAC.
2,500.
Yeah. So
Are
that's
those
more than a ton of states.
are those pesos or American dollars?
That's Fed notes there, bud.
That's good old
Monopoly money?
fiat
Bitcoin?
currency.
But speaking of
Shekels.
the Mises Caucus,
Shekels.
so Jacob Hornberger finally announced today that he is running for president under the for the Libertarian Party.
So who is Jacob Hornberger?
So he is the founder of the Future Freedom Foundation.
The Future of Freedom?
Yeah, Future Freedom Foundation, and he's really awesome. If you guys heard him talk, he's Ron Paul wrote a foreword for his book that just came out. He's got close ties. He's an Austrian. He's got close ties with like Ron Paul. I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Paul didn't endorse him, and I think that'd be huge. And everyone's saying like, who is he? Who is he? Like, just go and I forget his website. Where you just Google Jacob Hornberger, and you'll see like a lot of his positions. Like he's very anti. He wants to dissolve the CIA, the FBI. He is a minarchist though, but he wants to completely dissolve like all these government programs.
The Libertarian Party is minarchist.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's not the
fits.
anarcho
So he's
party.
very Ron Pauli, and like he's very in that sense.
Ron Pauli.
Yeah, Ron Pauli Shore.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I would identify
Buddy.
as an anarchist, but I'm in the Libertarian Party, so like,
Right. So
you can't scare the straights. You can't scare the normies by coming out there like, yeah, let's abolish the federal government. Like that's not going to get you votes. That's not going to garnish you
that's what
attention.
Kokesh is running on, man.
I'm having an identity
Yeah, well,
crisis.
I did hear he's stepping back on that. So
Really?
Wait, Doug
Yeah.
Stanley, you're having an identity crisis? Like,
Everybody's
what are you talking about?
identifying as something or another, and I'm just not sure where I should identify.
Dude,
I mean, are you having feelings for me or something? Is that
I think I'm going to identify as a tree.
that's,
I'll
that's
identify as
what
a
kind of tree, though?
dendrophiliac.
A redwood.
Ooh.
I'll be a dendrophiliac then.
Nice redwood, huh?
There you go.
No one gets that.
I know what it is. It's the science of trees.
No, dendrophiliac.
It means you
People
wanna-
who like to
No,
fuck trees.
dendrophiliac
I
is
know.
a tree fucker.
You're going to get a fucking splinter, dude. Die of
That's the name of
sepsis.
this podcast, Dendrophiliac.
But yeah, so look up Jacob Hornberger, man. There's not one policy I don't think he's good on. He's open border. For the just go. I don't want to mischaracterize his position, but go check it out. Just search for it. He has a website where he has all of his positions on everything, and he's looking to stop at some state conventions and join some libertarian debates. So that'd be
Dude,
pretty
would
cool.
he be willing to come on the cast?
I already have my hand.
You already got your
Those wheels are
your
turning.
hand
man.
on that knee,
Yeah.
trying to work your way in.
Yeah.
Nice.
That sounded like rape.
I
My
mean,
hand on my knee and trying to work my way in.
You know, that's the move, bro.
Stop squirming, bitch.
Be like, hey, buddy, come to the west side.
wow.
Whoa, dude, this got rapey.
Wow, West Side.
All right, so,
You guys are so racist.
next on the agenda is Medicare for all. Bernie, did you suggest that topic?
Bernie
You
did.
motherfucker.
Uncle
But guess
Carl.
what?
No one wants to talk about that
Shut up,
bullshit
you-
here.
Bernie's
Crazy Uncle
sister
Carl, he's at it
stole
again.
and ran with it. And she is proposing no taxes for the middle class.
No
Who's
new
this?
No new taxes.
Oh, no new taxes.
Right.
Elizabeth,
You're still gonna
Sign
pay
me
your
up, dude. I'm voting for her.
Elizabeth Warren, no new taxes on the middle class
Okay.
on the federal level.
On the federal level.
Yes.
Well,
So the
Yeah.
plan says that they're going to have these savings for Medicare for all of $7 trillion over 10 years or something like that. And nobody can find out exactly what's going to be saved. The plan calls for decimation of the insurance industry, and Elizabeth Warren was like heckling insurance workers saying, well, if you're not working in health insurance, you can go get a job selling car insurance or other insurance. You don't need to work in health insurance. Because apparently all these hundreds of thousands of people working in health insurance
That's
policy and industry are going to be able to flood the market for health car insurance. We're going to so
Well, it's interesting because that's the same thing I say to government workers. Like, oh, well, we're going to lose our jobs. Like, well, then you can get a job in the private sector, like where you belong. So it's an interesting
but we
reversal.
already got enough car insurance salesmen.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Like,
There's
Nick.
plenty of other. I mean, it depends. What are they? I mean, what aspect are we talking about? Actuaries? Actuaries can find work elsewhere
no,
for
we're
sure.
just talking about anyone in the health insurance industry. Remember,
Yeah, I mean, but
Medicare
most
for
of them
all-
are glorified salesmen or receptionists or accountants or
So-
whatever.
so
They can
here's-
find jobs elsewhere.
So here's what happens with Medicare for all. It's going to pass the buck onto the state governments. Basically, they're going to have to eat $7 to $9 trillion in money that they're going to have to pass on to somebody.
Yeah.
So state governments are going to have to pass tax increases on the middle class. They're going to have no choice. So she's able to say she's not going to do it, but then she's like not saying, hey, well, we're passing the buck onto your state, so your state's going to come back and take more money from you. What they're not saying is that this is going to be a substandard set of, health insurance. It's going to be like shit. It's going to be like you're going to wait 4 weeks to get your damn
Like Canada.
anything. Yeah, it's going to be like Canada. Also, we got Medicare supplement now, so you're going to end up having to buy a Medicare supplement insurance to pay for your prescriptions and any other like surgeries and stuff. So not everything's going to be covered under Medicare for all. It's just going to cover the most basic of healthcare. So in effect, if that passes, the United States healthcare system is going to be gutted, and we're going to be like, healthcare that's worse than Cuba. More like Venezuelan healthcare.
Worse than them, you think?
I'd rather go to Cuba to get healthcare because they've got a really good health system. But we're not allowed to go there.
Right.
They've got socialized health, but they're also a small country. They don't have an enormous debt
Right.
of population. But they've also got doctors that, they say, hey, we're going to teach you to be a doctor. If you leave, we'll kill you. So,
Dude, you're over there praising Cuba.
Fucking Castro over here.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying-
Uncle Carl is rubbing
Douglas
on
Castro.
I'm saying that they have a really good healthcare system. Actually, a lot of American doctors have went to Cuba to study, then come back here to practice.
No, they do. They do have
Don't
good.
make 'em
They
smart
do
on
do
that.
have good healthcare practitioners there for
They
sure.
do.
But they also drive like 1950s vehicles.
Yeah, they're reliable. 50s vehicles are reliable. They still work.
I mean,
They drive the ectoplasm one.
I mean, come on. But yeah,
Fair.
so the Medicare for all is going to just basically kill everything and everyone. It's going to raise our expenditures enormously. It's terrible.
No, yeah, it's a garbage. So you said Warren?
Warren.
Was one talking about this?
Yeah, but
I must have missed
so
the
is
smoke
Warren
signals.
officially on the Medicare for all
oh,
bandwagon now?
she's like the ringleader now. She's
got a
taken-
plan for that guy. She's got a plan.
She's got
for
the
it.
plan. The plan is
Oh, I
horrible.
can't
The
wait for
plan
my
is
Elizabeth
gonna-
Warren sticker in the mail.
But the Bernie Bros, they don't like Warren. They say she's sort of like this co-opting of the.
Doesn't she say she's a capitalist?
She's a liar
Well, yeah,
for
that's what she
one,
said.
because she said she was American Indian, and then it came back she was like 0.01% American Indian or some crap.
1,000.
Well, yeah, there's that whole thing.
Okay.
But as far as the, she gets because I sort of dip into the
Ooh.
Whoa, yeah, whoa.
Anyone got any dip? I'm starving.
Wow, Phil, always thinking of food.
You want some sausage?
No, I've dipped into like the
Fermented sausage.
the leftist side of like
We can cuddle later.
of memeage and all that, and I see what they post sometimes, and they seem to really not be a fan of Warren. Warren's sort of like a left of center, sort of like moderate, but like
Whoa.
I'm tired of the status quo
Who
kind of
is?
thing. Who is?
Who
the
is?
people who
Pocahontas.
like Elizabeth
Oh, the
Warren.
people who are making memes? Or. Because
Her supporters.
Elizabeth Warren is like left of left.
No. She's
She's
like
like
not
not-
really though.
She's literally
she's
left
not.
the field.
I mean, look, she's left of like every of
She's like
anything
on
reasonable, but
Uncle Carl's lap here.
no, but
she's
that's
like-
the thing. They look at her as being sort of like the poor man's version of Bernie. and being sort of like the fake version of Bernie.
So Bernie just wants to make everyone poor. She's the poor man's version that's going to be left.
No, she's the establishment co-opting Bernie's commie movement.
Exactly.
She's not a true believer. She's the man behind the curtain pretending to be
right.
Oh, so it's like
she's co-opting. She's like the
who rang that bell?
Yeah, she's like the Tea Party co-opting the Libertarian movement kind of thing. Where it's like you're not really a libertarian. You're an establishment Republican who's mad about.
She's wearing a commie mask, but you take that off and she's just Hillary.
Basically,
she's a smarter Hillary.
No way.
She's just Hillary.
I
with
don't know
headdress.
about that.
She's a librarian version of Hillary.
All right, so I think that's about it for this week. I think we're gonna take it on over to the after hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So guys, we have an after hours. If you want to gain access to that, you can hit us up at patreon.com/punk rock libertarians, and if you contribute a minimum of $1 per month, you'll gain access to our after hours podcast. Also, we have t-shirts over at libertariancountry.com. If you put in the code PRL or the code PRL podcast, you will receive a 10% discount. Until next time, live free
Or die.